said we about to be on, or are we on? We on? Mr. Bob, I told you stop doing that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rum TV. It's your girl, Cortez, and your guy. What's up, Chris? Be quiet. I like that it's loud up in here. Okay. And the elephant in the room as well, but it's okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Freestyle Friday.
Yo, why you cheesing so hard?
Because I'm happy. Can I be happy? Dang, I can't even be happy.
What you happy about?
What I'm happy about? Mm-hmm. I'm breathing. My son right here. My bills paid. I have a job. I have a show. Oh, let me keep going. Yeah. I just dropped this video yesterday that I created myself. Okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
You saw the video, Mr. Wilbur? Oh, that's what's up. I seen it too. I seen it last night. I was in the drive-thru when I seen it.
You in the drive-thru?
I was in the drive-thru.
Like food drive-thru?
Yo, don't worry about where I was at.
Why you ain't give me nothing to eat? You know better. But yeah, what you think about the video?
That is not my job.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yo, what show was that? Hold up. What show was that the girl kept saying that?
Saying what?
That is not my job.
That's not my job? I
Yo,
actually
you
like
know what
that.
show that is? Was it the Proud Family? I'm trying to think of what show that was.
He wouldn't know if it was a Proud Family.
Hey, yo.
You watched the Proud Family?
Oscar Proud. Yo, that was my show growing up.
It was on Disney Channel. I just didn't think. I'm sorry. It was no shade. I was just.
It was shade. It was shade. She's starting already.
Yeah, it's shade. You know.
It's terrible how.
I'm gonna be quiet. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead and host this show tonight.
So hold up. No. I can't even think of what show that was. Oh no, it was Drake and Josh. It was a little girl. I can't even remember where she came from, but she was on a show. And they had it on their show, because I remember Josh kept saying, "That is not my job." He looked so gay doing it, but
oh, you can't say that on air.
Yo, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sugary, fruitcake,
sweet. He looked real sweet
and low. If you get what I'm saying.
But sorry. Yeah, no. But it was funny though. But
okay, so you say my video was funny or?
No, what I was saying was it's not my job to
we know what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
So if that's the case, stop going to Dunkin' Donuts for me. Chris is trying to fake the funk on air and me no appreciate. Okay?
Yo, you know what's so funny, Mr. Will?
Can we just talk about what you thought about the video for once?
Oh, it was cool. You can rap a little bit.
That's it? It was just cool?
You can rap a little bit.
Oh, my God.
I'm not about to hype you up because you be mean to me.
It's okay. They already hyped me up. I wouldn't be your best friend if I didn't get on your nerves, right? Vice versa. And you did it very well.
We have a video that we want to play for you guys today. We want everybody's input on it, especially yours, Cortez. So, without further ado,
now my opinion matter, y'all.
I've been seeing a lot of things talking of the people making commentary. Interestingly enough, the ones I've noticed that have been making the commentary are wealthy black people making the commentary about we should not be rioting, we should not be looting, we should not be tearing up our own communities. And then there's been an argument of the other side of we should be hitting them in the pocket. We should be focusing on the blackout days where we don't spend money. But, you know, I feel like we should do both. And I feel like I support both. And I'll tell you why I support both. I support both because when you have a civil unrest like this, there are three types of people in the streets. There are the protesters, there are the rioters, and there are the looters. The protesters are there because they actually care about what is happening in the community. They want to raise their voices, and they are there strictly to protest. You have the rioters who are angry, who are anarchists, who really just want to fuck shit up, and that's what they're going to do regardless. And then you have the looters. And the looters almost exclusively are just there to do that, to loot. Now, people are like, well, what did you gain? Well, what did you get from looting? I think that as long as we're focusing on the what, we're not focusing on the why. And that's my issue with that. As long as we're focusing on what they're doing, we're not focusing on why they're doing. And some people are like, well, those aren't people who are legitimately angry about what's happening. Those are people who just want to get stuff. Okay, well then, let's go with that. Let's say that's what it is. Let's ask ourselves why in this country in 2020, the financial gap between poor blacks and the rest of the world is at such a distance that people feel like their only hope and only opportunity to get some of the things that we flaunt and flash in front of them all the time is to walk through a broken glass window and get it. That they are so hopeless that getting that necklace, getting that TV, getting that change, getting that bed, getting that phone, whatever it is that they're going to get, is that in that moment when the riots happen and if they present an opportunity of looting, that's their only opportunity to get it. We need to be questioning that why. Why are people that poor? Why are people that broke? Why are people that food insecure, that clothing insecure, that they feel like their only shot, that they are shooting their shot by walking through a broken glass window to get what they need. And then people want to talk about, well, there's plenty of people who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and got it on their own. Why can't they do that? Let me explain to you something about economics in America. And I'm so glad that as a child, I got an opportunity to spend time at Push where they taught me this, is that we must never forget that economics was the reason that black people were brought to this country. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Do you understand that? That's what we came to do. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Now, if I right now decided that I wanted to play Monopoly with you, and for 400 rounds of playing Monopoly, I didn't allow you to have any money, I didn't allow you to have anything on the board, I didn't allow for you to have anything. And then we played another 50 rounds of Monopoly, and everything that you gained and you earned while you were playing that round of Monopoly was taken from you. That was Tulsa, that was Rosewood. Those are places where we built black economic wealth, where we were self-sufficient, where we owned our stores, where we owned our property, and they burned them to the ground. So that's 450 years. So for 400 rounds of Monopoly, you don't get to play at all. Not only do you not get to play, you have to play on the behalf of the person that you're playing against. You have to play and make money and earn wealth for them, and then you have to turn it over to them. So then for 50 years, you finally get a little bit and you're allowed to play. And every time that they don't like the way that you're playing, or that you're catching up, or that you're doing something to be self-sufficient, they burn your game. They burn your cards. They burn your Monopoly money. And then finally at the release and the onset of that, they allow you to play and they say, okay, now you catch up. Now at this point, the only way you're going to catch up in the game is if the person shares the wealth, correct? But what if every time you share the wealth, then there's psychological warfare against you to say, oh, you're an equal opportunity hire. So if I played 400 rounds of Monopoly with you and I had to play and give you every dime that I made, and then for 50 years, every time that I played, if you didn't like what I did, you got to burn it like they did in Tulsa and like they did in Rosewood, how can you win? How can you win? You can't win. The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the fuck do I give a shit about burning the fucking Football Hall of Fame, about burning a fucking Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a fuck. You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own by our bootstraps in Tulsa and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contract, so fuck your Target. Fuck your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground. and it still wouldn't be enough. And they are lucky that what black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
So that's the end of the video. This video is actually, it was posted by Viola Davis on June 6th. This was obviously, a week or so after George Floyd passed away. But when she said that, I had reposted it, and based on the conversation we were having on our show on Tuesday, this was the conversation that I was referencing when I was speaking on playing Monopoly for 400 years and then the other 50 years gaining that generational wealth and then having to turn it back over. And those are the things that I was stating are reasons why it was unfair for us to, inadequately compare our wealth and the hardships that we go through to anybody else's, because you starting your game 400 years behind the people that you are employed by, the people that you are counterparts to, the people that you are going for jobs against. Their parents, their upbringing allotted them different opportunities than we're allotted, because they have that generational wealth on their side, whereas we do not. So that's what I was referencing, and Mr. Wilbur wanted us to play the video, so we played the video for y'all today.
Real producer.
Gosh.
The real producer asked us to play that for y'all. So we're going to give him a round of applause. There you go.
Right, give myself a round of applause.
Yes, sir. So,
Real producer.
absolutely. So, Cortez, now that I didn't have to explain anything, she said it all. By the way, that was Kimberly Jones who was speaking on the topic. Even though Viola Davis posted it, Kimberly Jones is a activist in America. I do not know what state she is in or where she's from. But she's the one that was speaking on the topic. And the things that she said, that is her opinion, but the things she was speaking on was based on factual information. So Cortez, how do you feel about her statement, her comments?
Well, as I stated on, that was Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to speak on, you said factual information.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a certain way that I feel like you should explain that. We get that, you're angry about what's happening and all. We get that, And I'm going to go to the Bible, y'all, because really the answers are in the Bible, okay? And I know a lot of people don't want to go to the Bible, but when I really think about everything that has happened, I think about, number one, patience is a virtue. And then I also think about, number two, that there's many ways to skin a cat, okay? And I understand about the whole, the 400 thing, playing Monopoly and all of that. But what I heard her say was like the wealthy black people are against rioting. I'm not wealthy, and I'm completely against rioting, because I feel like she said the what and the why behind it, and both are negative. What is happening to us is negative, but then we're also doing something that's negative as well. And if it goes bigger than material things, if it's not about the Target and the Walmart and all that, then why do it?
Can I answer?
You asked me my opinion, but you go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Let me let you go.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's on your mind. Definitely.
I think that, well, pretty obviously, I would take the other side of this one. I would agree with her. The reason why is because America was built on riots. It was built on this battle of, okay, the law is doing this and we don't feel like it's fair, so we're going to fight against it.
Okay.
It's built on overthrow. It's kind of built on this unified anarchy with the people. So in my that's exactly what it is. So I mean, when we wanted to be free, the people who were immigrants moving here took their freedom from the British who moved us here. We came to this land to build a society on this land, but we took this land from people who lived here already. You know what I mean? So to keep it the point that we're talking about right now, when she said, that she feels like she agrees and we should do both, I had that same conversation with one of my best friends about this same thing, is that the looting is appropriate, the burning things to the ground is appropriate, the rioting is appropriate, the peaceful protest is appropriate. I'm with whatever it takes to make something change, because all that peaceful stuff, as long as they've been peaceful, I was just about to say the same thing, it's not working. If they're not changing how they treat us, it's worth it for us to try something different. The definition of insanity is to continue to try the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I'm not insane.
So there's not more than one way to be peaceful about anything that you're trying to get resolved?
No, see, that's the difference.
Okay.
What we're saying is that we are no longer willing to just be peaceful to get the results.
But that's the problem. Because I feel like people...
You say that
I feel like that's the problem.
Correct.
I feel like that's the problem. Because when you want to step in and then you say, okay, I'm done being peaceful, when God calls us to be peacemakers, okay? And then when we play God and so why do you... Chris, I just want to ask a question, okay? When all the rioting was going on, did you go out and have a piece of that action?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Why? If you feel like it's the right thing to do, why didn't you go out and do it?
Because I didn't have to, and I wasn't willing to face the consequences behind.
So you can't be with something that you wouldn't actually go and be a part of.
That's not to say that I wouldn't do it. See,
but you didn't.
Okay, so to be more specific, I have a cousin who died to police brutality.
I'm sorry to hear that.
His name is Gavin. When it happened, let's start with this. I don't know Gavin very well. I've met him maybe once. I only knew that he was my cousin, that he passed away because people in my family posted it, and my mom called me and asked me was I okay, and I'm like, I don't even know who he is. However, I could have been, kind of all right, whatever. I'm a just go fuck shit up because somebody calling, because my cousin died. I don't even know him. I was not moved to do it. I only have one life. We was talking about this before the show started. I only have one life. So if I go out there and do something like that, for what reason? My agreement is that... Hold on, we got somebody calling.
Hello. Thank you for calling the REM TV. You're on air with Cortez and Chris. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's the business? It's Brothers.
Hi, Brothers.
What's going on, Brothers?
How you feel?
I'm good. I just got my wisdom teeth pulled today, so we're going to make this real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, sir. We listening.
So my whole thing is, I get what Chris saying, and I get what you saying, Chief. But in reality, I know she was saying, oh, we can't say that it's messing up our community, but it is, though. The rioting and stuff, go mess up their stuff, the white people's stuff. Go out in the county, go blow some of their stuff up. You get what I'm saying? Because, half of the riots is happening in places where we live. Like that CVS that burnt on North Avenue, during Freddie Gray riot. People could not get their prescriptions because it burnt down. And people probably died from that.
Right.
You know? So, I say go somewhere else to where white people hang. White people don't hang over West Baltimore like that. Even though I don't know if there was riots here when George Floyd died. But in these places where they rioting, most of white people don't really hang over there. Like when Freddie Gray died, Ma Dumb and Ma, come on now. I get what you're saying. White people own it, but at the end of the day, they could care less because they got their money already. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's material things. They don't care if you burn that down. They don't care if you do that. I just feel like with all the looting and the rioting, you make yourself look even worse than what's going on. It's like it's hard to see who's at blame when everybody is just acting crazy. I just don't agree with that.
Like during the whole, they probably sit back, look at that TV, like, look at these monkeys, look at these animals running around.
Right.
But I get what you're saying though, because we have been peacefully protesting for years, and ain't nothing come out of it. Okay, yeah, they ended segregation. Yeah, okay, but we still getting mistreated.
I was just gonna say, so we're just gonna continue to be peaceful. It's kind of like, and if you listen to what Cortez is saying, it's basically just continue to turn the other cheek.
Because I feel like God is bigger than everything.
No, and I don't disagree with that. But I wouldn't
turn into negativity, then that's all you're gonna get in return.
I would not turn this into a Bible conversation, because this to me it's not even the same thing. We not fighting the same game that they fighting, unless you are willing to just sacrifice every black person. And why are we even here? Why we don't just go up to them and say, hey, we your slaves again? Because at the end of the day, what they're doing, the fight that we're fighting, you're saying don't fight.
What I'm asking is, Chris, if that's how you feel, why didn't you go out and loot and riot with everybody else? If it's a collective thing, why didn't you go out and do that too?
Because I didn't feel the need to get involved personally. There was, if something happened to you or something happened to somebody that you know directly that I know or that I care about, then yeah, I might have been more inclined.
Million of these people did not know George Floyd.
You're absolutely
they did not.
Right, but
they believe in the same thing that you believe in.
That's 100%.
And they went out and did that,
right?
Because
so
they believe in the same thing. And
they also have a different reason for why they did it.
Okay, why?
How you gonna ask me to speak for other people?
She said in the video though, she said there's 3 different people that's doing this.
She did.
You know what I'm saying? You got the looters, you got the who was the other?
She said there's the peaceful protesters, right. There's looters, and there's rioters.
Right.
So, what my point in the beginning was that I agree with all 3 the same way she did.
She agreed with all 3,
okay.
But she was saying let all whatever got to happen, let it happen.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Change. Whatever got to happen, I think it should happen.
It's just like this: if a woman is being abused.
I'm sorry, Broadus.
I'm sorry,
Broadus. You got something else to say?
You got some Broadus?
Oh, no. I was just saying, like I said, I agree with the woman. Just don't do it in your community. Like, do it, go to a county.
But her explanation, Broadus, was that even in her quote unquote community, it's not hers. If she pack up and move, or anybody pack up and move, or they move them out, it's not yours. You're calling it yours because that's where you lay your head, but it's not yours.
It never was yours.
Exactly. You've been tricked. You think that it's yours because that's where you lay your head, but it's not. It's not yours.
That's another person's money.
They can take it from you at any second of any day.
But if you still have it, then act accordingly. If it's still in your possession, if you're still living to witness everything that's going on, you're still working, you're still living, act accordingly. Don't act disorderly.
I give you a prime example. When the riots was going on for Freddie Gray, right? Remember Freddie Gray was on the riots, right? There was not an old folks home, but a senior citizen building that was 2 blocks away from John Hopkins. And the guy said, well, they set fire to that. And I'm like, I didn't understand that, but I let that go. Hallelujah. So my thing, you 2 blocks away from John Hopkins, that they were just building stuff down there. All you had to do was go down there. Then that would have made a statement. See what I'm saying? Because now you're hitting John Hopkins, but John Hopkins wasn't going to have that. See what I'm saying? And the same thing is like with that area. They don't mind the area been burned down because, see, if you burn it down, then that means all of y'all get out. So then what they do is they come and rebuild it and bring in, gentrification. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what the whole key is gentrification. Because around in that same area, it's now gentrification now.
Exactly.
It's gentrification. So it's a bigger picture on the rioting and the looting and the burning down, because they say, oh, y'all burn it down, we ain't bringing y'all back. We just going to rebuild and now exclude you out.
So?
I still feel how I feel.
Oh, they're fine. You know, I ain't mean to change you.
I was gonna say,
like
look,
I said, I understand both sides. God, my bad, y'all. I understand both sides.
Well, we thank you, brothers. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thanks, brothers.
One of the persons on here said they got insurance money to rebuild.
They do.
So to them, they just gonna rebuild.
And that's money. Again why I said the funny thing about it is, and don't get me wrong, you kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. And that's why my point is not so much to say, oh yeah, go burn everything down. No, do whatever it takes to make change. That's my point.
But does it really make a change?
By any means necessary, huh?
Does it really make a change?
Well, I'm going to say this. If you burn one of them buildings down and one of their loved ones is in the building, it might make a change. Because now, and it's a messed up situation. It's really bad to say. But the bottom line is,
you want to take the Bible out of everything when it should be and everything. And that's the beginning of everything. So it's ridiculous altogether.
I'm not going to do the Bible thing with you. What I'm going to say
is, you don't have to.
I know. And that's why I said, what I'm going to say is, if they slap me, I'm going to slap them back. I'm not ready to turn the other cheek. That's dead. If somebody was going to hurt you, I'm going to hurt them. It, like, what you saying is actually, to me, honestly, I call BS, because I already know the person I know sitting across from me would not allow anybody to.
But what was done personally to me? What was done personally to me?
But
just like you said, you didn't go out and loot and riot and all that because there was nothing done personally to you or one of your family members. But you're supporting a cause that everybody else supported, and they acted on it, and they didn't know this man or many other people who has died from whatever the cause is, and they decided to go out.
I agreed. I didn't support the cause. I agreed with her statement.
When they just looted and rioted a few months ago, Chris, did you agree with it?
Yeah.
You agreed with it. Mm-hmm. You accepted it. Mm-hmm. You were okay with it.
Yes.
Did you go out and do it as well?
No.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. If I told you that I was going to go do it, would you go do it with me?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because I'm not. Why would I go support something that I'm against?
Do you support me?
I support you, but I don't. Just because I support you does not mean I accept everything that you do. Okay.
So if I got hurt or something happened to me, then what?
Then what? What?
What do you do? Where do you stand? If a police officer tried to arrest me unlawfully, you with me at the time when it happens, and I die in police custody, what would you do?
Honestly, Chris, I've never been put in a situation like that, and I pray I never be put in a situation like that. Okay?
Why? Because you had to tell everybody what you would do?
No, because honestly, sitting right across from you, I wouldn't even want to see you in a position like that. I wouldn't even want to see myself in a position like that. Okay? And honestly, if I know the guy that's sitting across from me, you wouldn't put yourself in a situation like that.
But I might not have to.
But let's just say this for instance, okay? So remember when we went out, we went to the store, right? And you had bought some juice. Remember? You bought some juice. And this lady, I don't even know if she was our race or whatever. Because that didn't matter. Exactly. It didn't matter. But with all these people sitting around, she's ringing everybody out. And she gets to put their items in their bags and send them off. Did she put your items in the bag?
She didn't.
She didn't. And who stood up for you? I rest my case. No, because I do support you, but I do get a little offended when I bring up something so great like the Lord in the Bible, and then you say I don't even want to get into that, or it's not about that. Because I'm telling you right now, that is the problem. Because everybody is so separated, and everybody would rather be on what's negative more than what's positive. That's why we're all where we are right now. That's all I'm saying. I'm so sorry. Can you go back to it for me?
So my point in what I'm saying is that if you want to bring the Bible up, then you need the people that are killing us unlawfully to bring the Bible into you. The problem is that they're not.
And that's
so
fine.
How
but
do you fight that fight with them when you're using
look,
the Bible?
Because it's not that you're not putting your faith into man. That's where we mess up. We're putting our faith into man to make a change and to do something better for us, when that's not where our faith or our belief should lie. You should put no trust in man. You should not even put your faith in man. You shouldn't even sell yourself. And you're selling yourself short when you're thinking that your oppressors are going to change just because you burned down a building that belongs to them. That don't change anything, and it hasn't changed anything. It just creates more turmoil.
Burning down a building. My point is, you do whatever. It can be more than just burning down a building.
What else?
I don't care if they go knock on a man's door and kill him and his family, to be honest with you.
And that's okay.
If that creates the change.
And that's okay?
To me, yes.
Okay. Would you do it?
If you push me to.
No. I don't want to hear if anybody push you to. I want to know. Because I just need to know, like, what's up, Chris? You would do that.
I would.
You would do that.
Mm-hmm.
You would go knock on somebody's door.
Oh, I'm not going to knock.
You're going to just run up in somebody's house and you're going
to do.
Okay. The bottom one? Okay, we have Shirley A. Prater. If we stand in agreement not to act like they expect us to act, peace is what not they expect from our community / culture. Unity. Peace is not what they expect from us.
See, and
if we stand in
for
agreement
anybody who
not
misunderstands
like
what I'm saying or
to.
what Miss Kimberly, I think her name is Jones, is saying, we're not saying. And even when she ended her statement, I almost want to play it for y'all again. She said that they're lucky that black people are not seeking revenge and they just want equality. My point in what I'm saying is that the peaceful protests are not creating the changes that we need. Okay? I'm just calling a spade a spade. They've been peacefully protesting for 450 years. We're still dealing with the same racist stuff. We'd had this man come into office and turn the entire country against each other. Like, people were talking about another civil war. Well, I mean, is this the first time you heard about a civil war, Mr. Wood? Oh, okay. Is this the first time you heard about a civil war, Cortez?
I heard about it.
Because, I mean, I can pull up a video where there's 2 officers in North Carolina getting fired because they were discussing starting the civil war and just killing black people. They can't wait till they can, And
they got fired because of that?
They got fired because
Why did they get fired because of that? Why didn't they just receive a promotion because of that? Because they could have got a promotion.
I feel like you kind of being condescending when you asking me that.
No, absolutely not. But let's just say we're going to agree to disagree. Is that okay with you, Chris?
That's fine.
Okay.
My point in me bringing up those 2 officers was that they are the epitome of exactly what's going on in the country. And I think a lot of people were accepting of the fact that it was going on as long as it was quietly done. But now that it's being more outwardly spoken upon, this is what is creating the conversation that we are having right now. And so if you're going to continue to be peaceful with somebody who is willing to kill you, to continue to have you act accordingly, I feel like your life means nothing to you because it means nothing to them. If everybody's willing to, or everybody that's not, blonde haired, blue eyed, is willing to just lay down and die, what are we waiting for? Fight for something. Fall for anything. And that's just my opinion.
We know.
So, anyway, I'm sure we're getting a lot of comments about how people feel. Again, I'm not telling anybody or not saying that we need to go out here and start killing people, but I do think
that's what Chris is saying.
Anything that we can do to create real change needs to be done. If y'all follow Stack 5, that's Steven Jackson, ex-NBA basketball player. He says it all the time, love for all who have love for all. I feel the same way. I don't discriminate between anybody, any race, any color, man, woman, whatever. Like, I love good people, genuine people. But as far as I'm concerned, in this country, and the crazy thing is, it's not just racism against black people. Like, it's racism against Indians. It's racism against Mexicans. It's racism against the Chinese. Like, he seriously just turned the country against each other. And to me, you've enabled people to be outwardly racist to other people. That's what happened in the last 4 years.
That's what happened. Yes.
Openly racist. And that's what created this tension and this type of uproar. And if
we can't just put all that on him. We can't. If nothing's changed, and people want to still loot and riot and do all of that, and all this back and forth crap, the good versus evil, that's been going on.
It has, Cortez, but the thing about it is that because he's the president, he's the head. It almost, when he became the president, if you notice, the other countries started to do the same. They started to pick leaders just like him. And it just went all across the board of people that now is like their time to shine with their racism. Especially over in London, in Europe. It was just ridiculous. And that's what I'm saying. It's like the spirit of the leader prevaileth over the people. He is the leader. He is our leader, regardless if we like it or not. He is the president of the United States right now. So if anything go down, he's the head of it. And that's why I say the spirit of the people prevaileth. The spirit of the leader prevaileth over the people. He was the leader, and he opened that spirit up. It's just like we could go to some decisions that Obama made, where he opened up some spirits, but we ain't gonna go there tonight. That's a whole nother subject. So they really might cut us off then. So, but
let me ask y'all something, man. I'm gonna just ask you, Mr. Wilbur.
Go ahead.
If you and 10 people that you do not know are standing in the room, okay, and one by one somebody calls you out of the room, or not you, but one of the 10 of you out of a room and tell you to come with them. They don't tell you where you going. They don't tell you why you going. If you don't go with them, if you don't cooperate, they drag you out. How many people would it take for you to watch go out of that room before you realize y'all ain't coming back? And then what do? Do you just be peaceful and allow them to continue to drag y'all out of the room?
No, we fighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we gonna die like that.
That sounds like something personal. Like you're actually right there with all that.
Right.
Scene that going on, right? So
like,
not that because we're in a room and then whatever's happening in Mexico,
that
we're going to go and do that
too.
because
that was a movie that you just talked about.
My thing
that
is,
was a movie like that.
And maybe I'm wrong for not acting when it happened to George Floyd, because if it's not personal because it happened to a black man and we're also black, what makes it any more personal?
You said you didn't do it because you didn't know him personally. You said that.
Right. So my point in saying that is I have one life.
Okay.
So if I go riot or loot and I get caught and I get in trouble, that's my life.
So
either you're with it or you're against it. Which one is it?
I don't like the fact that we're bringing me into it specifically as if.
Because you agree with it.
Hold on. I agree.
I don't understand.
I put myself in this. I agreed with what was going, especially, okay, remember when Freddie Gray thing was happening, right? I didn't like it, but I could understand why the young people did what they did. You know, just came out, whatever. Now, mind you, I'm an officer at that time. I knew some officers who went out there and started looting like the rest of them.
You know what's funny? We're going to have an officer on the show. December 4th, y'all, we're going to have an officer on the show. And I can't wait because
that to bring out a lot, too. If they retired or they still working.
We're not going to discuss that.
Okay, hallelujah. So hopefully they retire. Now, the whole idea is that because I was an officer at that time, and I seen the other two, and the only reason why they got caught because they went out and told other people, and then they pulled the cameras up, and they lost their jobs. You know what I'm saying? For getting some chips. Amen. Bless their hearts.
Chips
from 7-Eleven. That's That's what it was. They were just join. See what I'm saying? So just because you wanted to join in and you wanted to be a part, and they probably didn't even agree with it. They just joined in. They didn't even agree with it.
Doesn't seem like it was worth it to me.
It wasn't worth it.
Of course it's not worth it.
But the thing
not the
about
answer.
the thing about it, they just joined in because everybody else was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So the whole idea of us, I agree with what they was doing, but me personally, now if it was somebody like, let's say a family member that I would, I probably wouldn't go that far because of my faith in God. See, that's where it comes at. You have to have faith in God to really go forward. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter because certain people are not on that wavelength, and the ones who are not, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. That's what it is.
Okay.
So you saying peace, but everybody's not about that, Cortez.
I know, and everybody is not for the looting and the rioting.
They not, but then you got some people who just gonna do it just because they're there. They're going to do it. The woman said it. She said it's three different things: peaceful, looters, and rioters. They just going to do that. Right. When that happens, the whole thing comes up. It explodes. When the explosion happens, it doesn't matter what it burns. When the volcano go up, it burns everything. Good, bad, whatever. It burns everything. And that is what's happening with us now as a black community. It's a volcano going off, and whatever the lava is coming out, and it's just burning everything. Hey, man, I got to go be a real producer right now, and the phone is ringing.
The mentality has to change. It has to. You want to keep getting treated how you portray yourself to be. And that's just how I feel. If you want change, make a change.
We got somebody on the line?
No.
Okay.
They'll call back. Whoever it is, tell them call back.
Call back. 1-855-493-6499. Guys, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this topic? Are you on Mr. Wilbur and Chris' side, or are you Team Cortez? You cannot be lukewarm. We want you either hot or cold. And trust me, I'm definitely on the hot side.
Mercy. Lord, you got everybody coming.
Oh, mi gato. We have Deirdre. She said when George Floyd was killed, marches, riots, etc. erupted all over the world in support of reducing police brutality. But did it reduce it? No, because things were still happening. Surely, George Floyd started changes a small bit, but the entire country has begun to come together. Of all races came together because everyone is tired of the mess. Of course, everyone is tired of it, but everybody is not doing their part.
Right.
Which, you know what? I ain't even gonna get into it because Chris is shaking.
The one that said Trump opened doors.
Trump opened doors to enable racists to really step up more. He literally poured gas on an already burning fire.
Yeah. He's not the start of it, but he did.
Definitely not the start.
Because he's the head.
But he didn't help.
He
Got
just
it.
poured it on there and said, all right, I'm going to light this match. See what burns.
So, okay, and I get what you're saying about the leader thing. So does that mean that we are supposed to blame this person who we already know has these negative concepts, morals, or whatever, right? And we're supposed to say, okay, you as a people, you're not supposed to think for yourself, because if you know it's wrong, don't do it.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I'm not going to blame him, but he is part of it because he's the head. He gets the blame. It's just like COVID right now. COVID is going on. Mm-hmm. He's the president of the United States. It was his job to start that thing when he first heard about it. Mm-hmm. But because of his ignorance, we are now in this position where as though because we didn't start dealing with it, mm-hmm. we should have been start dealing with that in December or November of last year. Mm-hmm. If we would have started then to deal with it, it's just like this. Okay, your son is here, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't start training him up now to be a great man of God, then he gonna be what he's gonna be. Because the Bible says, and I have to bring this, and this is truth with everything. If you train up a child
when
when he's
the way
young,
they should go, they shouldn't depart.
when he get older, he won't depart.
That's right.
But see, now you got to think about it. The cats that are out there now, there's been generations after generations of no fathers, of no lead. So their anger is picked up into something that even started with me. I'm going to say started with my generation, maybe the ones before me too, with my brother and them. So it's like every generation, even though we got smarter, we wasn't stronger to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? We got smarter. We got smarter with the technology. We know technology. But when it comes to emotions,
trauma, all that.
We wasn't stronger.
And I understand that.
And you can deal with that in both our families, how we dealt with stuff.
But it is ways to deal with that, is it not?
It is ways to deal with that. So when you
want better for yourself, you should go after that.
But if you don't know it, then you're not going to get it.
So
if you don't know it.
But so you mean to tell me people are just angry and don't know why they're angry?
No, they're taking advantage of it.
And
some of them are taking advantage. It's not good, but it's what it is. It's what it is. If I don't train my son up and tell him, look, son, you got to deal with your emotions, and I just let him be, then he'll be just like them. You got to think, but there's at least 2 or 3 generations. Chris is the type of man that he is because of his father. That's how come he can choose what he want to do. He could have went out there and did that, but then he thought in his mind, no, there's consequences to that.
Well, so if there's consequences, then you shouldn't even be accepting none of it.
No. You
that
can
accept
that
you don't agree with
it.
Look,
no, I accept a lot of things.
I just feel like if you're not gonna go and put yourself in a situation and be a part of what you say you agree with,
I'm getting ready to pull the trump card now. I'm going to put something on the table.
Oh my gosh.
R. Kelly.
What?
What?
What about
okay. You got people out there still buying his music,
and I don't understand that.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is, he's still what he was. He was a predator.
Exactly.
Okay, but there's people out there that don't care.
Sick.
Because of generations, women through the generations have had that. The ones that he got, their mothers didn't teach them, didn't train them, and then they got caught up in the web and say, oh, boom. That just didn't happen just with R. Kelly. It happened with some generations before they was even born. For them to think that way. Same thing with these guys. Same thing with these women, with this generation that's out there. It is what it is. We have choices because of the way we grew up. Okay, hopefully this caller is going to stay. I'm going to try to be a producer now.
Y'all make better choices in life, okay? Because people getting rowdy up in here. Especially Chris. He's shaking y'all. Y'all should see him. Hello. Welcome to Rum TV. You on air with Cortez and Chris. What's on your mind?
Chris ain't
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you? I'm blessed.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear you smiling and laughing and seeing a smile on your face.
You know, we're not really smiling because we're in a happy place. We're kind of faking the funk for the camera if we can be real and raw.
I understand that too, but the way, from what I'm seeing and then looking at the phone, Christopher, he's still a little teed off.
He is, definitely. I'm glad you can...
Big station! This big station! On a serious note,
I just want to say I don't want to see any tensions between the two of you over any type of topic because it's not worth it.
Tell Chris
Everybody
that.
has their opinions. Everybody has their opinions. Everybody has to respect how the other person feels. I kind of can see both of your points when it comes down to the rioting. But I don't want to really get into it. I don't want to get involved in that because...
Yeah, because honestly, excuse me for cutting you off, but whole time, if you a part of it, you accept that, you should just go ahead down there and burn up the Target and do all that. I don't disagree with it. I don't.
You know what? That's why I said I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into the conversation.
Nope. Too late. You already get it.
When you gonna get on here? You gonna call the show and say you want to be involved?
I really don't. I really do not. Because, it can go on for too long. And,
I understand the way Chris is right now.
Don't y'all let
you off.
Don't let no subject come between y'all. Stay happy.
No, everybody happy.
Stay
I'm
happy.
blessed.
Everybody happy. It's good that it's tension up in here. Let's make station.
Don't do that.
That's right, Mix Station. That's right.
Thank you so much for calling in.
You're so welcome. And do you have a moment to speak to your brother?
No, not right now. Bye. Say no.
All right.
What's up?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Do you talk a lot? I pray to God not.
Hold on, ma'am.
Okay. Stop laughing.
Hi, Courtney.
What's up, Cameron?
Is King there?
Huh?
Is King there?
Oh, you want to call and talk about the looting and riot and you asking about King?
Okay, you know what? Hello? How are y'all? Are y'all good?
We're
I love
good.
the show.
Thank you.
I never watched it before, but I really want to.
He's 9. King said, "Hey, Uncle Zach."
Wait,
All right.
said, hey, Uncle Zach?
No, he said, "Hey, Uncle Boober," but I said Zach. But listen, we gotta go. Okay, we gotta wrap up this show. But I love y'all. See you later. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Bloodbath.
Bye,
Thanks.
Chris. See you, Chris.
See ya.
He's upset.
See you.
Oh man, I'm glad he didn't talk.
That's what I'm talking about. Let it be heat. I'm fire be up in here and get mad at each other.
I was trying to tell him stop being so boring.
Oh,
But this not what I meant. I ain't mean to attitude. This not what I meant. Hold on.
We fight. We fight up here. All right, after this, I got some words. Wait till we get off of the station.
Oh man, dang, Chris.
No, I ain't mad.
Calm down, for real. Calm down.
I'm good.
I can't tell, but it's nice to have you here on the show with you and your opinion, for real. What Mr. Wilbur said.
Clearly, it's not.
Well, it can be because you're not even into the Bible like that, and you don't even want to bring it up. So
It has nothing to do with that.
I'm just kidding because of what he
the
said.
direction of the
She's trying to
conversation.
get to you, dog. Don't let her do that. Don't let
I'm
her
not
do
paying
that.
her no mind.
Yeah,
You know, anytime
He's not
you
right
wanna-
now.
See, the thing about it is when you want to bring the Bible into everything that happens in the world,
Which you should, because it's basic instructions before leaving Earth. Not the Bible is not just good when things are going great in your life.
I'm not going to try to proclaim to be perfect.
Nobody is not
act
trying to be perfect.
Can I finish?
You can.
I didn't say that you was.
Well, you ain't got to say that because I'm the one that's bringing the Bible up. So when you say stuff like that, it's like you kind of say that I feel like I'm trying to be perfect.
No, I feel like you got a guilty conscience.
About what?
So,
about rioting and
my
looting?
statement.
A
So,
guilty conscience?
I don't have to
You
bring
should
the
tread
Bible
lightly.
up in my statement because I would go against what we read in the Bible.
Of course.
For the purpose that I don't believe that has validity to the situation at hand. Okay, this is not. You talking about people killing people, and then we personalizing it and then unpersonalizing it for a situation where it's beneficial to who? I mean, the question to me after I made my statement was, did I go out there and riot or loot or I've done peaceful protests. And my statement originally was that I agree with all three. So if you felt the need to do any one of those three, then I agree with you going to go do whatever it takes to get change. My practice was to continue a peaceful one, although I can see myself being moved to a violent protest because I believe that if it takes a violent protest to make it change, then that's what you need to do.
This is also too. You got to also look at this too, Chris. If it comes to, like, if something would happen to my stepdaughter, right? My stepdaughter. Well, I just call my daughter.
Yeah.
And let's say somebody rapes her or do some crazy.
Lord forbid.
I'm gonna go. I will go to jail for that.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So the issue is about how much do you get fed up? What is the breaking point of something happening in your life? You know that something happened, you react,
and she has one too.
And you
and
know
so that's why
and the whole idea is that as much as I love the Lord, that person will have to die.
Okay.
Bottom line. And I would just spend time in jail for that. And I would say it's all worth it. And the Lord will be with me while I'm in jail. That's me. Now everybody might not do that.
I feel like if we already looking at a situation that was already set up by design, what am I fighting it for? Why am I fighting this? Why am I jeopardizing my life and what I have going on and my freedom? Why am I doing that? If it's not personal, if I don't have any family members or no friends going through it personally, why am I putting myself in that? Honestly, I don't see nothing positive coming out of it.
I must just say this. So we're going to wait until it becomes a personal thing for us to get involved.
And that's the issue. That's the issue I had.
Because that's what's going to happen.
Because
that's what
I don't want, Cortez, I don't want my son growing up the way that I did. And I know you don't want King to grow up the way. You know what I'm saying? The way that I have went through. My son should have it better than me. If I'm still dealing with issues of driving in the car and I'm afraid that the police, when he comes up behind me, may kick off. And now my son got to deal with that when he get 20 or 21, the same thing. There needs to start a change in that behavior. Now, when we were coming up, and I tell you, and I say it like this: the police that I grew up with, around there on Pat's Park and Jefferson, I'm putting them out there. They knew us. They knew who was on the corner. They knew my uncles. They knew my aunts. If they chased us down, they put us in the car, took it to a station, and we came back. So the whole idea is that when you have stuff like that happening, you know, it should be a change. Like, okay, my father, what he went through, I don't want to die like that, being a drug addict. I don't want to do that. So it starts with me changing my behavior and not make the same decisions that he made. Okay. Which also came from the street of systemics, of the way that the police dealt with him, of the way that society economics dealt with him. Because he had money. Mm-hmm. He had money. But it is what it is. And so now we got to find a way to change this generational thing. And think about it. Once again, when the volcano go off, it don't matter what it burns. It burns everything. Hawaii is a lovely place. Got all those $1 million houses. But when those volcanoes go off, the $1 million houses will be what? Mm-hmm. Ashes. Mm-hmm. And that's the bottom line. The volcano is going off right now. The thing about it now, we just have to pray that King will be all right, Jeremiah be all right, our sons and daughters will be all right. It's now for us to cover them and go the right direction. Show them, say, hey, we know some people going to do what they're going to do. I don't want to do that, but I am in agreement. I understand why they doing it, because I grew up that way. I grew up where the white boys chased me home out of Patterson Park with bats, and you was only safe when you got to our block. Across Orleans Street, you was safe then. If you was on the other side of Orleans Street, you got beat down. Okay. But see, if you never grew up that way and you never seen that, mm-hmm. or like a person being poor, because I have sympathy for people being poor because I was homeless. Mm-hmm. I have sympathy for that now. Now, if I never been poor, then I'd be like, oh, they can't get up. Why can't they get up? But I understand now because I went through that 2 times in my life.
So,
you know what I'm saying? It's circumstances. It's what we go through that put us in certain circumstances. If you never went through it, then you won't. You say, well, I don't agree with that. I see guys that I probably work with, and they say, man, I don't understand why that dude homeless like that. But then when I became homeless because of life circumstances, then I understood. I said, I understand now. Then I can understand why people addicts, how they became addicts. I used to be one why they're addicts, why they always doing it. Then when I seen somebody close to me become that addict, become that they couldn't get it out of their veins and die from it, then I understood. And I think most of the stuff that's going on now, no. And I'm not there on the streets like I was back in the day. Not at all. But I can understand because I went through it as a kid. So, I hope I wasn't hollering then.
You were definitely. I was going to tell you a couple of times to calm down, but I'll let you have your moment.
Thank you.
It's okay.
This is Mix Station.
It's how you feel.
Right? It's Mix Station.
This
Mix Station, baby.
And don't forget Rum TV.
Oh, my fault. Let me say that too. And Rum TV.
Apparently a lot of others don't want to keep hearing the Bible or want to keep being brought up, but it also states that we are to go through long suffering, trial and tribulations, okay? And only the strong will survive. Those who keep their faith and those who keep their belief in where it should be will survive. If you are acting off of, oh my God, what's going to happen? I feel like you're just being baited in, honestly. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. We can go ahead and wrap it up because Chris is still angry. So, we want to hear from you guys. Please comment, share this video, call in next time. 1-855-493-6499. As you see at the bottom of the screen, it's your girl Cortez and your guy
Chris.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
See y'all Tuesday.
Hopefully Chris is happier.